It's one of the most difficult things to let your child love someone who has betrayed you or hurt you. It feels like, almost like that child is betraying you in loving that other parent. And we can sometimes take that personally. Like, how could they not care that, dad or mom ran off with someone else and still want to be friends with them, still want to love them? But we absolutely have to separate out our feelings from the mix. And it is not an easy thing. Journal about it, cry out to God, talk to friends, vent to other people, do what you have to do to deal with your anger and your sadness, but free that child to love the other parent. If you think about it, you were married to this person and you didn't have a lot of control over their actions when you were married. So why is it that we think that once we are divorced, that we're going to have that much more control over them now? You can't control their choices. You can't control their behavior. You can't control whether they bring people in and out of the house, or whether they're choosing to let your child watch movies or listen to music that you wouldn't let them watch or listen to. All you can control is what you do. So you can drive yourself absolutely crazy trying to think of ways to change that other home, or you can spend your time working on your own home and making sure that's safe and warm and consistent. Loneliness was a significant part of my single parent journey. And the hardest part for me, the hardest time, was when Sam was in bed. And for me, the way that I dealt with that is sometimes I would eat too much, or I would just zone and watch that TV, stupid programs, and just try and drown out the quiet in my home. Eventually, what I learned to do is I started going to bed earlier and getting up earlier, because I used my morning hours much more productively. I would go for a walk. I'd take my dog for a walk, or I'd have my quiet time, or I would clean the house. I was just in a much better emotional place in the morning than I was at night. So I could either spend that 2 hours watching TV, or I could go to bed earlier and get up and use those 2 hours in the morning in a far more productive way. No human being is perfect. So there's something that you didn't do right in relating to that person. And it may not have been a relationship ending, but it's good to know that. You want to know those things. The more we're honest about who we are, the more God can truly grow us into the people that we long to be. So to say, I can remember the specific time when I looked at my marriage and I stopped pointing the finger and I said, you know what? I expected him to know all of my needs. I didn't communicate them. I just expected him to know them. And then I punished him when he didn't meet my needs. And I punished him with silence. And that wasn't fair to him. And I can remember saying those words, I'm sorry for my part in the failure of our marriage. So it not only helps release you from your past relationship, but it sets you up for success in your future one.
A divorce can be a traumatic and isolating experience, but there is hope. DivorceCare is a video-based support group that helps you heal from the pain of separation or divorce. Each DivorceCare video session presents the insights of over 70 people who've been divorced and the perspective of over 50 top divorce and relationship experts. The videos, plus weekly small group discussion and encouraging workbook exercises, guide you to help, hope, and healing. There are thousands of DivorceCare groups meeting all over the world. To find one meeting near you or to start a DivorceCare group in your community, visit DivorceCare.org.